Welcome back, everybody, to Crows of Judgment. And I was going to do a video talking about this whole thing with Suzy Lu and the dislike button being removed from YouTube. But the story kind of changed when I went through her timeline and went through Tipster's timeline on Twitter. Now, to be clear, the whole thing with the dislike button, just for some backstory, because it is kind of important, YouTube has decided that they are going to be removing the dislike button in the sense that it's still there, but if you were to hit it, nothing happens. Nobody can see people disliking your video. And really all you'd be doing is boosting the video in the algorithm because it's engagement on the video, right? Now, Tipster uploaded a video talking about this because, and I pulled this screenshot. I don't want to, I mean, there's only one thing I want to show you from Suzy Lu's actual Twitter account, which we'll get into it here in a second. But she posted this photo, right, where she said, like, a goodbye dislike button, you will not be missed. And she said, you know, thank you, YouTube, for taking my suggestion on board last year and removing the count, right? And she, like, personally, for me, I think it's kind of stupid, right? Like, if people don't like your video, let the dislike button exist, right? Because there are a lot of reasons why you'd want to see, like, people disliking a video. For one, if you're a content creator, yes, if your video is bad, you should see people disliking it. Or if you're being harassed and people are telling people to go to your channel, right? Maybe you want proof that people are doing that to you. Or maybe, you know, you're someone who's on the platform and someone's uploaded a video and it's just a bunch of malarkey, right? And you want to know, hey, do people agree with this or disagree with this? Now, me personally, I think that you should still watch and form your own opinions. But at the end of the day, there are things like scams that get uploaded to YouTube. The gosh, what was it? The cartel cell phone thingy. It's neither here nor there. There are reasons for the dislike button to exist. And look, as a content creator, I've uploaded videos that have gotten not the best reception, but I like to see what my audience likes and dislikes. And I want my audience to know that I'm not afraid to show that, right? If someone, and the thing is, you can already disable likes and dislikes on your video, right? This is just, okay, I want to disable the dislike only, so people can only see my videos getting positive reception. Whatever. It's, to me, I disagree with it, right? But anyways, Suzy Lu did say, thank you, YouTube, for taking my suggestion, right? And so Tipster uploaded a video about it because, like, whether or not you agree that it is news, Suzy Lu is a large content creator. Suzy Lu has been, you know, yeeted off the platform before and wound up coming back, and it never really made sense to people. So I think, you know, it's relevant in establishing that she does have a lot of pull with YouTube. And she's claiming it herself, right? And yeah, like, I thought it was kind of weird because she actually shows the photo of her saying it, right? And then she shows the tweet of Tipster, where Suzy Lu claims that she is responsible for removing public dislike counts from YouTube videos. That is what she is saying. Thank you, YouTube, for taking my suggestion. Well, if they took your suggestion, you'd be responsible for it. But anyways, I thought it was a little bit funny because, look, Tipster will upload a video on Suzy Lu like once every 4 to 6 months, right? He doesn't just nonstop do uploads on Suzy Lu, right? I watch his channel every now and again, not too often, but look, if he was doing nonstop Suzy Lu content, I'd be like, it's pretty freaking cringe, man. Move on, bro. But that's not what's going on. And just on a personal note, like, things between me and Tipster and everything, you know, we've had our beef in the past, right? And we've disagreed on things before. I'm not going to hold a grudge. The guy has receipts. He can show that she did make these claims. So I would say he's right. I mean, that's it. But anyways, I made this tweet saying, it's funny. I hardly ever see Tipster talk about Suzy Liu. Not that I'm looking at all his tweets or anything, but her timeline is full of calling him a stalker, a creep, and retweeting calls for his deplatforming. Don't think she gets what rent-free means. And I could go through her timeline because her and the boyfriend Stejo are nonstop tweeting about Tipster, and it's not like they're pointing out things that Tipster has actually done. They're calling him a creep, saying hashtag won't sleep with you, and I'm like, okay, right? You're being childish, right? But you can see it here. Off my ears are burning. It must be that time of the week where Tippy Boy spreads more lies about Suzy Liu because he can't stop obsessing over my every word. Tipster is a commentary channel. I'm doing the same thing to you, Suzy. I don't care about you, Suzy, but again, you started some shit and you became relevant in I don't know, I don't get how that's hard to understand, right? I mean, look, it's not all YouTubers have built a platform off stealing anime content and then re-uploading full anime episodes. We can't all do that, Suzy. We get banned from YouTube for doing that. I mean, you got banned too, but you got to come back. I don't know how that worked, but whatever, right? Some of us do commentary. If you don't like commentary channels, maybe stop doing stupid shit. I don't know what to tell you. But amazing how much power I have over YouTube to be solely responsible for them removing dislikes. You claimed responsibility, and he said you claimed responsibility. I see it right here. Unless you're saying you didn't say that, but you did. It's stupid. Honestly, I don't know why this idiot keeps trying to come for me. It never ends well for him, and he just ends up having a meltdown, removing the tweets and crying in his Discord. Save yourself the hassle and stop stalking my socials. Well, hey, Suzy, I'm here now. I don't know what you want me to tell you. You're objectively in the wrong. You claimed responsibility. Tipster said you claimed responsibility. But I thought it was weird that she was calling him a creep and saying, hashtag won't sleep with you, because I thought it was really petty and childish. But there's a reason why she's claiming it, and I'm going to end this shit right now. I am going to end it right now before this can get any fucking oxygen. But let's take a couple more. He's such a creep. Fact check, Mr. Anti-Commentary. Maybe a little bit biased there, I don't know. Fact check, Tipster is still making Suzy Liu socials, even though he made it clear he wanted nothing to do with them anymore. Perhaps the alleged rape apologist wants a scapegoat for the hate he can't handle. Alleged rape apologist. So, okay, all right. These two are both alleged pedophiles. I don't actually have to prove that they are. I can just say that they're alleged pedos, right? That's pretty easy. You're going to say he's an alleged rape apologist? Fine. You're both alleged pedos. You allegedly want to do bad things with children. We can just say everything's alleged now, right? And then throw on any type of insult or claim, okay? I think it's stupid. These two think that that's okay. Fine. Let's just do that, right? I don't even know where that came from. I don't know where that came from. But but if we're gonna go there, fine. I'm sure that statement's gonna get pulled out of context one day, and they're gonna be like, he's calling people pedos. I don't give a shit. Fuck you. But as you can see here, it's just he's talking. Decided to delete all the tweets about Suzy and Stejo from yesterday. Look, I actually had a conversation with Tipster because I reached out to him to. Oh, he said fat check. What an asshole. It is kind of funny, though. I got a belly on me. It's okay. It's okay. There's just more to love. But as you can see here, it's not stalking, right? If Suzy says something objectively stupid about a change YouTube is making and does claim responsibility for that change, I think people on YouTube should talk about it, right? I mean, like, I wanted to talk about it before we wound up shifting the subject of this video. And I mean, you already have my thoughts and opinions on it. I love living rent-free in Tipster's head, basically. And then this was interesting, right? Yep, Tipster knows everything about deceit. If anyone should lose their platform or social media, it should be Tipster. So it's not the first time I've seen her call for Tipster to be deplatformed and removed, right? It's not the first time I've seen this. And to be clear, Tipster, well, he did nuke his Twitter because... Let me just address something, right? Because Suzy said that Tipster will, start shit with her and then he'll nuke his Twitter. Well, maybe it's because anytime Tipster starts having a back and forth with her, his shit gets reported and his Twitter gets banned or suspended, right? I don't see Tipster doing that to Suzy. I have seen somebody, when Tipster starts talking about Suzy, do it to Tipster. Just to be as clear as I can on that, right? But for the record, I don't want to see Suzy Lu official deplatformed. Rather, I want to see her take accountability for her actions for once. And look, maybe you think that Tipster is full of shit, right? Perfectly fine if you think that he is not being honest with that statement. But, Suzy is retweeting calls for Tipster to lose his platform, okay? And to be clear... because I asked Tipster, didn't Suzy get your monetization pulled? And he said, yeah, she did it to me twice. So between the two of them, I see one guy saying, I don't want her deplatformed. And I see one girl saying, I want his money taken away. I want his platform removed. Also, he's a creepy psycho stalker. So pretty big differences, right? Or how about this? Maybe he will think twice before he creates a video about me filled with lies. If he can't handle my backlash, then maybe don't do it. Nuke yourself out. Again, get off the platform. So it's not like she hasn't done this, and her creepy boyfriend, who I'm pretty sure, you know what? I'm going to avoid it. I'm going to avoid saying anything because I don't want to derail this video into a conversation on cuck culture. But, Is it full of lies? Because the thing is, when I talk about somebody, I compile things together. Or to be very clear, Aura compiles things together, and he has a location where he uploads statements from people so we can piece stories together, right? Anybody who wants to do commentary or anything related to journalism, right? Because at the end of the day, this is kind of journalism. You are reporting on a story. You should be compiling evidence together to present before you just run your mouth. And to be clear, I think that's the big difference between commentary channels and T channels. T channels can fire up their webcams and gossip for an hour. Commentary has to show up with receipts, or else commentary looks like fucking idiots, like T channels. Anyways, so I asked Tipster because let me just go back to here, right? And this is not me directing any hate towards Patrick here, because Patrick pointed out something to me, right? He goes, I'm pretty sure he does talk about Suzy a lot of times, and I'm sure she does know what rent-free is, right? And, I said, I don't really follow his Twitter. He reported on a story, and she called him a creep stalker, et cetera, et cetera. And Patrick said, there's probably a reason why, and he showed me this image. And I was like, huh, okay, there's got to be an explanation for that, right? And the image is a little blurry, but it says Suzy Noodles, except without the lulz on the end, right? Suzy Noodles 1 without the lulz. And it's a PNG image. And honestly, out of context, that looks like, oh my gosh, does he have illegal, explicit photos of Suzy? Is Tipster that obsessed? No, not at all. And I reached out to Tipster through a good acquaintance of mine, who's had contact with Tipster before. Toy Bounty Hunters, great friend of the channel. And his channel is linked in the description. Make sure you subscribe to the guy because he is amazing. And he reached out to Tipster, and then me and Tipster had a conversation. I was like, hey, this guy, tweeted this out at me in a reply to my tweet about Suzy. I was going to do a video on Suzy. Can you explain what this is, right? And, Tipster said, hey, we had a conversation. He said, I explained this on Twitter already. This image comes from Stejo. This is from Tipster's live stream. And he took me through his Google Drive, right? And he showed me his entire Google Drive. And he goes, like, these are all the people that I've done stories on. This is where I compile things together. This is where I keep the receipts. And I keep them saved in case the story comes back up. That way I can always go back to it. And, like, that sounds like what somebody doing content on YouTube talking about other people should do. Compile evidence and keep that evidence somewhere where you can always reference back to it. So this was great. So he takes me through the Google Drive, and he explained to me that back when he was talking about Suzy Lu, I don't know if you know this, but there is somebody called Matt Black Entertainment, right? Or Major Stacks, or any of the other, like, 10, 50 channels he runs on YouTube. Matt Black is a guy who is well known for threatening to murder somebody's children, right? he threatened to murder Nick Rekieta's kids, okay? The dude's, insane. He is nuts, okay? And to be clear, I think he eventually apologized for that, but come on, he threatened to take out somebody's kids. The dude is nuts. But this was MBA's claims about me. And the thing is, if anyone knows who MBA is, he's somebody who will say some of the most objectively stupid shit about people, right? And he claimed that Tipster had, illegal, explicit photos of Suzy Lu. So you see this image, right? Now, am I going to click on it and am I going to see something that I cannot show my audience? Am I going to get in trouble? Is my YouTube channel going to get deleted when I pull this up? No. It's literally him talking about NBA claiming that he had those images, right? He's probably a patron. I think she does lose for high tier patrons. It's in there now, as requested. Join. Just checked her Patreon. No mention of lewd, so maybe not. People said something. Tipster researched it. That's what this is, right? This is literally all it is. It was him joining her Patreon. That's where this came from. Okay? And he uploaded these images in case NBA ever made the claim again. That way you could pull this up and say, hey, this is where this comes from. That's what that is, okay? So she's all over Twitter calling him a stalker and a harasser, and he lies about her, and hashtag won't sleep with you. And I look into it, and I'm like, okay, so Tipster saying a lie about Suzy Lu, right? Tipster did a story, right? And this is something that she actually showed the image herself, right? Tipster did a story because Suzy Lu said, thank you YouTube for taking my suggestion on board last year and removing the count. And Tipster said, Suzy Lu claims that she is responsible. She did. There you go. It's not a lie. Now, if you interpret it differently, sure, fine, right? Whatever. But, I mean, also, even if she didn't claim responsibility, even if she said, hey, I suggested it, they did it, I'm glad, it's still relevant because a major content creator who, again, has been yeeted from the platform before and somehow crawled back, saying that they're celebrating the removal of the dislike button, I mean, maybe it's not the most compelling video to make, but I think it's still relevant. The fact that she also claimed responsibility, though, not a lie, right? Calling Tipster a stalker, right? Because he has a Google Drive where he is compiling information, not just on Suzy. And I think Tipster's okay with me sharing this. He compiles evidence on everybody that he does a video on, right? Now, if you want to argue the evidence out of context, I don't give a shit, right? That's what the Google Drive is there for. So when he does a video, he can pull this shit up, right? When he's on stream, he can pull this shit up. Good on him for doing that. I regularly criticize people for not showing receipts when they make claims about people. He's doing the right thing here. The calling him like a harasser and a creep and everything, that's bullshit. It was a bullshit claim made by an actual psychopath who threatened to take the lives of a content creator's children. That's where Suzy got her information from. A psychopath who threatened to take out kids. Jesus, man. I was like, when I heard that NBA was involved in this nonsense, I was like, no way this woman is that daft. No way is she that unstable to listen to someone like NBA. And hey, maybe she had no clue that that's where the claim originally came from. But Suzy, when you're criticizing somebody for lies about you and you hear this thing, maybe do an ounce of research like I see Tipster doing research on you. God damn, this woman is dumb. I'm pretty sure that that's going to be a claim of harassment, right? But look, hey, if Tipster doing a story on Suzy Lu and showing receipts that and let me just pull these up because I just, as clear as I can, because I'm sure someone's going to screenshot my channel one day. Go, hey, Crow has, look, he's got images that say Suzy Noodles on him. He's doing bad stuffs. But like, honestly, when Suzy is claiming that somebody is a harasser and a stalker and a creep and all this other freaking nonsense, I'm going to do a video on it because you have two very large content creators and one is making unsubstantiated claims about the other one, showing no receipts, and the one that they do is clearly manipulated, right? Literally, the one receipt that they show is a manipulation, right? And again, I'm not saying that Patrick, who sent this image to me, and Steejo are working together, but to my understanding, this is an image that Steejo started spreading, and I believe that's where this Patrick person got that information. And no hatred towards Patrick. Look, when I saw the image, I said, I mean, look, I get it's very sus, but let me look into it, and I did. I reached out to him, like, what is this? And he answered. He was very open with me about it. But I guess if Tipster doing news stories on Suzy Lu every 4 to 6 months, when she opens her mouth and stupid comes out, then this video could be considered harassment. But look, I think we can all agree that that's a bunch of bullshit.